So, when it's the healthy summertime, right, we all start to think about smoothies, right? We think about how we can get our fruits and our vegetables, how we can stay hydrated and cool and entertained during the summer months. We look for ways to be able to make cool beverages, whether it's the after 5 p.m. or the before 5 p.m. variety. And so we all need a great blender, right? I mean, your summer appliance is your blender. Well, how many of you have a blender that's more powerful and more versatile than the $400 or $500 B brand or V brand blender that's out there? Well, if you don't, it's maybe because you didn't want to spend $600 to make a margarita. But now, thanks to our friends at Dash, you can do just that. This is a top-of-the-line, true digital brain Chef Series Pro blender that does the pulsing for you, that does the work for you, all with this built-in brain. This is a $400 blender that tonight, for you, is over $200 off the HSN price. It is over 50% off to throw away the burnt out motor, to throw away the individual drink maker that you're supposed to pour a ton of water or coconut milk just to make it move, to be actually able to make soups, stews, smoothies, salsas, almond milk, your homemade nut butters, your baby food and your gluten-free flour, all in this one-of-a-kind high-powered model. If you are one of the ravely loved reviewers of the Dash Chef Series Premium Blender, we would love for you to call and share your story with us tonight during Healthy You. We've sold over 1,600 of these blenders, meaning half of our supplies for the summer are now gone and spoken for. If you want our best-selling color Aqua, I have 80 left in stock to shop for at the best value that we ever offer it at. I'm gonna join my good friend Kelly Diedring. She's gonna make us some smoothies. It's after 5 p.m., so she's gonna start with the after 5 p.m. variety.
I was gonna say, and a margarita.
We're gonna do butters, we're gonna do almond milk, and you're gonna do it all. And by the way, you don't mess around, that's some serious chunky real deal ice.
This is, listen, there's a reason that you wanna spend a little extra money on a good blender rather than spending $50, $60 on a blender that burns out every 3 or 4 months.
You know, my dad always says, you buy smarter, you buy often.
That's right, and that's the thing. This is a 7-year warranty. I just bought a car this year. It came with a 3-year warranty. 7 years, and I wanna show you the kind of ice that we're using. This is the chunky ice that burns out those $100 blenders, right? The ones that are, you know, under 100, maybe they're 65, 75, and you replace them every year. It's constantly burning out the motor. This Dash blender is a professional series. 7-year warranty, but it's digital. So if you've ever purchased or thought of purchasing the $500 or $600 one that you had to toggle up and down and it had a binder this thick for instructions, this is all built into the display. So I'm gonna go to the frozen button, right? I don't have to stand here and know when to pulse it up and down. I know I'm making a frozen drink, so I literally am going to select frozen. Now, besides the ice, I have tequila. Obviously, I'm making a beautiful frozen drink. And I have mangoes. You could sweeten it with honey or agave. You can keep it healthy even though you're doing a beautiful, fresh, alcoholic drink. Now, I'm gonna hit start. Don't blink, my friends, because it happens very quickly. Now, it's pulsing on its own. I'm not having to stand here and babysit my margarita. So you actually heard that digital brain started it and stopped it, started it and stopped it. That is the key to a professional series blender.
And that was crazy serious fast.
Well, it was like 8 seconds.
You know, there's we always rave and talk about customer pick status here at HSN. That means our customers, people who bought this product, went to our website and wrote a review about it. And this blender is a rave review, more than 4 stars, over 200 5-star reviews. These are actual reviews that said the best blender I've ever owned, worth every penny I paid, crafts velvety soups, makes perfect, actually smooth smoothies. It has a clear, easy to use digital interface. The reviews are nothing but rave. At $400 tonight, quite frankly, if you have a wedding gift to buy, a housewarming gift to buy, you could buy 2. For less than the regular price of 1. If you want Aqua, we now only have 70 remaining. And I love that you don't need a master's degree in blending.
You just press a button.
And it does
literally. And speaking of pressing buttons, I'm actually gonna walk over here because this will do your hot soups, your hot fondues, anything that you would actually want to cook up to 180 degrees. This will do based on the power of friction. So for this example, we're gonna do a beautiful fondue, but this could just as easily be a fresh tomato soup. This could be beer cheese, you know, fondue. It could be queso dip. Whatever you want to do, all you do is you choose the button that says hot soup, and you can see there's a little picture there. Now on the inside, we have chocolate and just a little bit of cream. So we're literally talking 2 ingredients to the most decadent dessert that people go to restaurants and pay, you know, for the fondue experience. You can now do it at home. I'm gonna go ahead and hit start. We're gonna roll it away, because one thing I always say that this blender isn't is quiet, and there's a good reason for that. It's incredibly powerful. We're talking 2¼ horsepower. That's more power than some $500 blenders. 14,000 RPMs, which is revolutions per minute. You know, it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. So I'm gonna hit that start button, and you're gonna see it start slowly, and then it kicks in. And that usually runs for about 5 to 8 minutes. The program is for 8 minutes, but it's usually about 180 degrees right around the 5-minute mark. So if you're doing a hot soup, you don't ever have to get out a pot and boil it, or you don't ever have to worry about, you know, blending inside a boiling pot. It's all done inside the blender. And now let's go to, I know you do a lot of smoothies.
So I want to talk about this for just a moment, if I may. This show is about health and wellness. This show is about living your best life through better choices and healthier choices. How many of you get your daily servings of fruits, of vegetables, of leafy greens? And what if you could actually drink them? And when I say drink them, I don't mean chew on them in half liquid form.
Yes.
We're talking a smoothie that's actually smooth. We're talking a smoothie that you can put flaxseed, chia seed, almonds, cashews, spinach and kale and broccoli and all the things that you're going, oh, Brett, don't make me do it. When it's made with this blender, they are all velvety smooth, and you actually drink your nutrition rather than chalky chewing it and suffering through the experience.
So I'll show you what's inside here. It's just fruits and vegetables. There's no liquids added. And why do I point that out? Because you don't need a liquid to sort of prime the motor, right? A lot of blenders and blender demonstrations, quite frankly, if you go to the big box stores, they always add like a coconut water and orange juice. You're just watering down your smoothie and you're adding extra calories. If you really just want to drink your fruits and vegetables, you need a professional series blender. This one has smoothie built in because we know you're going to use it for smoothies so often, but inside there's no liquid. But as Brett mentioned, if you have some Andrew Lessman supplements or anything that you want to pop in there, and it will blend it all together, like chia seed, flaxseed, protein powder, no liquid necessary. You get the tamper. And now you're actually hearing the blender start and then stop. But I'm not pulsing it. It's doing it all on its own. It could run for another 30 seconds if you'd like it to, but I happen to know pretty much everything with this blender is done faster than the time that's allotted for it.
If you wanted an aqua, there are now 5 dozen left in stock. It is last call in that color. This is the best value we offer on Dash, and it is going to be the final opportunity to get it in that color. With over 2,600 sold, we're starting to get limited truly across the board. And again, that was spinach, pineapple, and grape?
Yeah, there was grapes, pineapple. We, let's see, we had some kale in the very bottom there. Kale, too. So you're sneaking that in. The key is to always put something sweet, because that's what the flavor profile will taste like.
No chunks, no chews.
Isn't that cool? And you know what's so funny is they actually sell something called a smoothie straw. You ever been to a smoothie store?
Right.
And they give you a big old smoothie straw. It's like drinking out of a fire hose. I
was going to say, it's like a hot dog.
Yes.
A hollowed out hot dog.
And even at smoothie stores, they're not sure if what they're serving you is going to be quite smooth enough. So they give you a big old straw. With the Dash, you will never need a smoothie straw. A regular straw. Delicious. And it's creamy because it actually oxygenates and aerates your smoothie. You want to drink it right away to get all the full benefits of the nutrition, and you get that decadent smoothie that's going to be the smoothiest smoothie you've ever, you know, had the pleasure of drinking. It makes a difference when you have that kind of power.
A smoothie that's smooth.
A smoothie that's smooth.
Who would have thought that? Who
would have thought it, right? Yeah. Now, you had mentioned nut butters, and this is a big one. And this is, you know, one of the reasons people get this blender or a professional series blenders. But let's be honest, most professional series blenders are $500 or $600. Dash has figured out a way to program it so that it's easy to use, so that it's attractive for the home, because a lot of professional series blenders are not attractive. You have all the presets, but then look what I just did. I just put it up to high. So you have manual controls as well. You can also control the time. So I can go to 8 minutes or, you know, 50 seconds at this point. Inside here is one ingredient. peanuts, literally peanuts. There's no palm oil, there's no sodium, there's no preservatives, there's no chemical additives. I'm gonna hit the start button, and I sort of want you to watch from the bottom of your screen, because you're not gonna believe your eyes at how quickly this happens. No added oil.
Actually creating a healthier peanut butter without palm oil and salt and preservatives. You know, my kids, I don't know, Kelly, about your son, but they live on peanut butter.
Love peanut butter.
I mean, cashew butter, almond butter, and now you can make it and control what's inside of it. And for a lot of us, healthy living is truly just knowing what's inside the foods that we're gonna put in our body. And now, you don't have to spend $600 for a Pro Series blender. My goodness, you don't have to spend $400. You don't have to spend $300. You can make your own almond milk, you can make your own nut butters, you can make soups and smoothies, and do it today for $38 on a credit card. Now, if you want Aqua, it is last call. We are talking about 4 dozen now remaining in stock. We have it in white, we have it in green, we have it in red, and we have it in black. At the end of the day, there really are categories of blenders. You cannot call yourself a Pro Series blender unless you are a certain capacity and power, and this one is just that. I think it's one of the best values you can possibly find in a blender, and more importantly, the 7-year warranty is the last blender you're gonna have to buy for a very long time, might be the last blender that you buy ever, and it truly does allow you to have a greater sense of control on what we put into our bodies. I know Kelly and I both are raising young children, and we're constantly trying to source out and consider what we're feeding our children. And the best way to have control over that for your own allergies, for your own caloric intake, is to really decide what goes in and nothing else. And when you have the right tools, you can do just that. Right, Kelly?
Yeah, absolutely. And what I love about it is that even when I want to do things that are decadent, I'm still controlling the ingredients, right? So even something like a beautiful fondue, there's no added sugars, you know, processed sugar. If I want to do, you know, an organic dark chocolate, if I want to add in fresh fruit like fresh mandarin oranges or fresh raspberries, you can see the steam literally pouring off the top. So this will get to 180 degrees and then it will stop. So even if you're somebody that's like a raw foodie and you want to do raw soups, they'll still be beautifully warm, but they won't be over 212, which doesn't cook out all that wonderful nutrition. But, you know, I always laugh because, you know, every year it never fails, you know, the guys, the gals, everybody orders the chocolate dipped strawberries and they send it to the significant other. And it's about $70, $80 for, you know, a dozen of them. You'll just save the $80 a couple times a year. It'll pay for this blender, let alone doing it for a beautiful birthday party or an anniversary celebration or just on a night out, or a night in, excuse me, if you're having your girlfriends over, or you're having a romantic dinner, it's an anniversary. Do a platter. Look how simple this is. It's nothing, you know, difficult. We can all have access to just simple things in the grocery store and make your own fondue, right? Just live life, but do it on that healthy side, on the side where you know what's on the inside. If you want to sweeten it with like a, you know, a low-calorie sweetener, you can do those sorts of things because you now have the power. You don't have to purchase it already made with the chemicals and the preservatives.
You've got the tools that the pros are using.
Exactly.
So I want to talk for a moment or two about real issues that people have in their life when it comes to their health and what they put inside their bodies. For some of us, we have a sweet tooth, but we need to cut down on sugar.
Sure.
We've got an alternative for that. We'll talk about those of you with gluten issues. We'll talk about those of you with lactose issues. We're gonna cover everybody's health concerns. This blender really does give you the solution you're looking for.
So this I like because I could eat ice cream every day of the week, and unfortunately not good for me, lots and lots of sugars, right? But this is no added sugars. This is just gonna be sweetened by the natural sugars in the strawberries. I have skim milk down here at the bottom and strawberry. It's about a cup of skim milk. We get a lot of questions about this recipe. So it's about a cup of skim milk and 1 bag of frozen strawberries. But this could be frozen bananas or bananas and strawberries or mangoes, your favorite fruit, whatever your favorite fruit is. Make sure they're right out of the freezer. You want them to be frozen solid. That's how you get the best consistency. But you would never do this in a traditional blender. It would burn out the motor. You know it wouldn't get creamy and smooth. It would be chunky and it wouldn't be very tasty. But I'm gonna hit start and you're gonna see this literally create sorbet using 2 healthy ingredients. there it goes. I love that growl because, you know, 2¼ horsepower, it makes some noise. And when you hear it growling like that, you know that is your blender working for you, working on your behalf so that you can be healthy. Look at those quad blades. Those are all stainless steel blades. They pulled everything into the blade so you don't have to do the work. And now you have something that you can eat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's like a soft serve consistency.
So if you're trying to reduce your sugar, trying to reduce your calorie intake, you're worried about your waistline and bathing suit season, we got you covered, and you can still have something decadent and delicious. So let's move on to another health concern, because we're trying to solve everybody's issues by offering you a better form of nutrition. So what about flours?
Well, this is a good one, because my brother, you know, is gluten-free, and there's a lot of folks that are going gluten-free for various health reasons. But the gluten-free flours are incredibly expensive, and some places don't even carry them. This is just a $1 bag of white rice. It could be oats or chickpeas or almonds, anything that's naturally gluten-free. I'm gonna pop the manual setting up to high. Again, just like the peanut butter, sort of watch down at the bottom and watch what happens. So I just turned my Dash blender literally into a flour mill. And there are a lot of blenders out there that won't do nut butters, they won't do flours, they can't grind coffee, they just quite simply don't have the power. We're giving you 2¼ horsepower. That's 35,000 RPMs and 1,400 watts of power. I did a little, you know, silly thing. I went out in my garage and I looked at my push lawnmower. It was less than 2 horsepower. So if you're thinking, okay, is the motor powerful? You really are getting a professional series blender, the kind that lives in the back of a restaurant, that type of thing.
And if you want Aqua, it is last call now. There are only about 2 dozen remaining. We are running out of time on our Healthy You show, giving you the real solutions you're looking for a healthier life. Guys, do we have enough time to show almond milk? Because this one to me absolutely blows my mind. There's only about 2 minutes left. You'll see a clock come up on your screen in just a moment. This is a moment to think about investing in a better blender with 7-year warranty, over 50% off, and able to do things that you just couldn't do before.
Well, this is almond milk, and you might be thinking, well, I can purchase almond milk. Look at the back, added sugars, added chemicals. Sometimes they have added preservatives and colors. This is all natural, literally water and blanched almonds. You're gonna see the power. Now I pop that onto high, and I'm gonna actually add some beautiful sweetener, which is just fresh antioxidants in blueberries.
Cool, done. Okay,